Hey everyone, this is episode 2 of the Splash Podcast. Today I'm coming to you for the reaction to the Pacers-Knicks game last night on TNT at Madison Square Garden in New York City. I thought it was a really good game. I thought both teams did a really good game. Played really good, and it came down to the final last couple plays, as most of these NBA playoff games do. The Indiana Pacers were up by 10 at halftime. I thought for sure that they'd have this game on the fact that Jalen Brunson was out the entirety of the second quarter with a injury that happened in the end of the first quarter, which they later came out and said was a foot injury, which was pretty interesting by the nature of the injury on the court. But he was able to come back out after halftime and play a great rest of the game, looking like he had not gotten hurt at all. So that was very surprising. And the Knicks ended up pulling this one out, surprisingly, to my surprise. The Pacers, their field goal percentage was 51.6%. The Knicks was 57%. Three-point percentage for the Pacers was 44.1%. And then for the Knicks, it was 46.7%. So pretty consistent. Knicks had a little bit more. What really killed the Pacers in that fourth quarter was the rebounds. I mean, the Knicks just got important offensive rebound after another. Pacers had 34 rebounds, and the Knicks had 44. So discrepancy there for sure. And like the Knicks, it was not looking good for the Knicks. You know, they had all the celebrities out in New York City, and it was not looking good for them because Brunson goes out in the second quarter. And in the third quarter and the second half, OG Anunoby on a fast break goes up to lay up and then cramps at the last second his leg. He leaves the game and doesn't return. That did not look like a good injury. I would say for sure for him, he will not be available for Game 3. I would not expect, and possibly for the rest of this series. That looked like a pretty bad hamstring pull. I don't know though, not sure. I'll have to keep up with the reporting on that. But where does this game go now? Because New York is up 2-0. How the Pacers are going back to Indiana for 2 more games there. I think I see this series going. I could see it going 6, possibly. I think the Knicks will still win this series. I don't know, though, because OG Anunoby is most likely going to be out for a couple games now with this hamstring. So the Indiana Pacers really have a real advantage here. But I think last night, the Pacers need more from Pascal Siakam. You can't have 14 points in a game of that magnitude. I know... he just has to do better. I mean, he took 18 shots but made 7. You have to do better. You need at least 20 from Pascal Siakam to beat this New York Knicks team. Just how good they are. I mean, the Knicks just got points from everybody. Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Achiuwa's great off. And this is the problem for the Knicks. If they have no OG, Tom Thibodeau has a very strict lineup. He usually only goes 7 to 8, maybe 9 people off the bench. And I think that's why, too, these guys are getting injured, because now you have Mitchell Robinson out, too, for 6 to 8 weeks with an ankle injury. I mean, I feel like all the New York Knicks players keep getting hurt, but they've played so many minutes. But the Knicks are getting points from Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa, Miles McBride, practically from everybody. Isaiah Hartenstein has been great in the starting lineup. I feel that his little push shots in the paint have been really effective. But I feel like, Dante DiVincenzo, when I was watching the game last night, he just looks like Steph Curry. I mean, this guy is just shooting from anywhere. When the ball leaves his hand, you think it's going in. He just has a very pretty stroke. Josh Hart is just such a tough player, and I really love the way he plays. gets the rebound and goes all the way to the other end and scores it. It's so pretty to watch. And then Chua, who was drafted by the Heat and then traded to Toronto, and then Toronto to New York. It was very cool to watch him play good last night. And then I feel like the one person that the Knicks could get more points from is Miles McBride. Miles McBride has to play better. He needs to get more points. Jalen Brunson needs to find him in the corner pocket threes, and that's a shot he can make. Because I feel like he's effective when he's not making shots. When he's making shots, he's really effective. But if he's not and he's not engaged, I feel like he's kind of just there. But also that drive and pull up into the mid-range by the free throw line, that's a very effective shot for him as well. And then after the game, there were some calls down the stretch, just like game one, that really made the Indiana Pacers mad, which I understandably agree with. That play where they called a double dribble on Isaiah Hartenstein, and the guy said double dribble, and then they call it back and say that was a bad. They accidentally blew the whistle. I don't know about that. It's kind of an interesting call on the NBA's part, on the NBA refs' part. I don't know about. The Indiana Pacers filed a complaint with, I think, 78 plays that they few were incorrectly called. Rick Carlisle was ejected at the end of the game for talking to the ref on one of those plays. So he was ejected. And in the press conference, he just started going off on these, the game, what they feel they were getting cheated on in this game, that the officiating was bad. He said the small market teams need to have a fair shot at winning these games in these big markets, which I didn't really like that comment, to be honest with you. I think that was kind of it's not like the NBA is trying to have these big market teams win. I think ESPN covered it very good today. Stephen A. Smith discussed how, if that was the case, why is the New York Knicks have been irrelevant for the last 50 years or something. So I think it's a good call there. But I think, if you just fix a couple of those things on the Pacers' part, because these games are coming down to 3-4 possessions at the end of the game, and if you make shots, you're going to win. If you don't, you're probably going to lose. And the Pacers just have to be better on transition defense and defense overall. You have to get stops. Like last night, they would make a shot down the stretch, but they couldn't stop the Knicks. So obviously the Knicks are going to win. If you're up by 4, if you hit a 3 and you're down by 1, then the Knicks just go hit another 3. It's just it's counterproductive. So the Indiana Pacers are going to have to find some way to get some stops down the stretch. And Tyrese Halliburton last night was so special. He was just incredible. I was very impressed with a bad showing in game 1 with 6 shots, and then last night with 30 plus points. It was very incredible to watch. So I'm excited to continue to watch the rest of this series, and I think it will be fun. And I see it going 6 games. The Knicks, I think, will pull out this series 4-2. But I guess we could see with all these injuries that are taking place. Well, that's it. Subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.